That's because she has all of our dinner with her.
Yeah, it's in my kitchen. You could all come over. You're welcome. I have plenty.
But the road's closed, so how can we?
You should see the apple turnovers. They are huge.
Yeah, rub it in.
All right, we are now live. Let's make sure you're no longer. I don't care if you are one or not.
Okay, we're live. Okay.
That's specifically for you, Stanley.
Russ?
What's that saying? Okay.
I don't know. Take a deep breath. Let's get settled. I call on the bards of old, you whose skills were in performance. May our lips be as swift as silver, may our tongues drip with honey, may we be eloquent, may we be inspiring, and may we be inspired. So be it.
So be it.
And I call on the bards, call on the gods of technology, all you beings of lightning, of intellect. May our bandwidth be wide, may our broadcast be broad, may we be recorded lively, and may our ritual go smoothly. So be it.
So be it.
All right, to those of you who are cleansing the space, go do your thing. Everybody else outside. Don't use the microphone as a key.
I heard that.
What does this say? I don't know.
So
I just don't know which one I got handed. It should have been water, but I thought water was a different color, so I don't know.
No, I think Stanley said he got water.
I will beat him.
yeah,
That looks like
that's totally nature's fine.
No, it's water.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
Yeah, so go nature's fine. Yeah.
That's very handy for you
Start when
to be able to read with big letters. I haven't configured that one you gave us yet.
Nature's fine. Yeah.
I'm hoping to get in storage and find some others because I got more.
By the might of water, by the light of fire, these stones are made whole and holy.
By the light of the fire, by the might of the water,
these
these stones be
made
made
whole
holy
and
and
holy.
holy.
By the might of water,
By the light of the fire,
these
these stones be made whole and holy.
I had it perfect.
By the
Might of the water,
by
the light of the fire,
these
stones be made whole and holy.
By the might of water, by the light of fire, these stones are made whole and holy. By the might of water, by the light of the fire, these stones are made whole and holy. By the might of water, by the light of fire, these stones are made whole and holy. By the might of water, by the light of fire, these stones are made whole and holy. By the might of water, by the light of fire, these stones are made whole and holy. By the might of water, by the light of fire, these stones are made whole and holy. By the might of water, by the light of fire, these stones are made whole and holy. By the might of water, by the light of fire, these stones are made whole and holy. By the might of water, by the light of fire, these stones are made whole and holy.
This is sacred space. Let all thoughts and words beyond this point focus on the sacred. Work, finances, household obligations have no space in this sanctuary. Hatred, spite, infatuation have no space in this sanctuary. Anger, fear, frustration have no place in this sanctuary. Leave them and all that would hinder our worship here among the profane. And as you enter this space, may this sacred water purify your body, and may the fires ignite your spirit. Come we now as a people to gather at the sacred well. Come we now as a people to gather in the warmth and the light of the flames. Come we now as a people to gather at the sacred well. Come we now as a people to gather in the warmth and the light of the flames. Come we now as a people to gather at the sacred well. Come we now as a people to gather in the warmth and the light of the flame. Come we now as a people to gather at the sacred well. Come we now as a people to gather in the warmth and the light of the flame. Please remain standing as you are able. We come to this place to venerate the mighty kindreds. May those denizens of the many realms bless us as we give praise and offerings in their honor on this sacred night. We are here to honor the kindreds.
We are here to honor the kindreds.
And we begin with Jill acknowledging the host of all Druid rites. But first, let us share in this grain as we lift our voices in song to song number 4, We Are One with the Mother.
We are one
With the mother, we are one with the earth. We are one with each other by our lives, by our birth. We are one with the mother, we are one with the earth. We are one with each other by our lives, by our birth. We are one with the mother, we are one with the earth. We are one with each other by our lives, by our birth. We are one with the mother, we are one with the earth. We are one with each other by our lives, by our birth.
Jill?
Hail to you, ancestral mother of all life, mother of Uranus the sky and Pontus the sea. Gaia, hear our call. Come aid us as we renew the cosmos. Through you, let the present and the beginning merge. Let the sanctuary become as the moonbeam, the omphalos, the center of all. Mother Earth, accept our offering.
Mother Earth, accept our offering.
And now Stanley will lead us as we turn our attention to our patron and his shrine. Lighter. There should have been 2 set out.
There is 2 set there.
O silver-tongued messenger of the gods, I call to you. You who are guardian, guide, and patron of this grove. Far-traveling luck-bringer, your shrine is your presence. We welcome in our sanctuary. Swift-footed Hermes, your presence is welcome.
Swift-footed Hermes, your presence is welcome. You may be seated. Please mute your mics. Just to be clear, the muting the mics is for the Zoom folks. Yours need to stay on, otherwise they won't work when we need you to. It is time for us to take a moment to contemplate the season and the reason for this rite, as Gavin explains. Could you tell what color they are in the Gavin doesn't like my red lights. I can't see. They're meant to keep you from going blind by having the bright lights on. The bright light's not working.
The wheel of the urn turns, and the equinox is now upon us. The night equal to the day. This is a time of perfect balance, when for the breath, the earth moves on the terminator between the foci and our eternal orbit. We begin the journey into the dark half of the year, when our world here in Las Vegas really begins to cool. The birds head south to their winter homes, or north, depends on the bird. The reptiles return to their burrows, and we humans emerge from ours. Now the mountains shed their greenery in preparation for the coming snows. The winds gather once again to assert their strength in this land. Now the children are back in school. Hunters ready their tools, and the winter planting is well underway. And there's just a tiny drop in the temperature that might be the long-awaited hint of autumn. This is the time when we pause to remember the workers, the sweat and blood with which our society, our very country, was built, and the lives lost to secure the working environment we have today. Two, we remember the birth of this country's most prized legal document, the Constitution, ratified around this time in 1787. Finally, we take a moment at this time of the year to recall the second time this country has suffered and a grievous injury at the hands of those sent to drive us apart as a nation. This is a time of change, of borders and boundary crossings, of life and journey endings. Tonight, though, we gather here to honor Johnny Appleseed, an American Dionysus. As a man, he was a far-seeing speculator who could anticipate the way settlers would expand into the wilds of this continent. A friend to the indigenous tribes and a lover of nature in all of her aspects. Humans, animals, and even insects. His travel and tales, if not necessarily his preaching, made him welcome nearly everywhere he went. A natural philosopher out of time, his legacy and his legend have grown beyond this simple man who wandered these lands spreading trees and goodwill. Without him, America would never have been associated with the apple.
And so let us lift our voice as one folk as we make our offerings in reverence and in joy. And now we recall the cosmos as it was in the beginning, and through our collective memory, let it be born anew. But let us begin before the beginning, with Adam calling the causator for this rite.
I call out to Dollar. Oh, mighty greenback doe, we call to you.
Microphone was facing away from you. Doesn't want to twist.
I call out to Dollar. Oh, flighty greenback doe, we call to you. Come, brash bull braver, mighty mistress of exchange, privilege giver, cornucopia carrier, and all-American Dutch darling. You are the bread that ignites lust and breeds progress. You are the pursuit to which this land was given. Oh, come, O paper queen, and aid us as we renew the cosmos. Through you, let the present and the beginning word, let this sanctuary become as the one.
With a causator in place, our seer Gavin will now guide us in renewing the cosmos.
Settle yourself, my friends. Get comfortable. Now, take a deep breath. As you exhale, let your mind empty. Let thoughts and worries flow outward with your breath. Breathe in again, pulling in the night, and let your cares drift away. Breathe. And now cast your mind back, back, back. Let your mind wander into the deep, dark.
In the beginning, there was darkness, for the day begins in the night, and the vast emptiness was formless. But in the sea of chaos, matter gathered into a lifeless ball, churning with heat, pulsing with the heartbeat of the cosmos. Then the earth heaved and the elements separated, and above the roiling mass, clouds gathered, beginning as thin wisps of moisture drifting. The growing mist joined and ascended, until the sky above thickened with the evaporated liquid, drawing a blanket across the newly formed firmament. And these clouds, too, took up the pulse of the cosmos. Then from the darkness, the gathered waters fell, coming first as a fine mist to cool and soothe. The gentle rains grew into a mighty deluge, covering the raw, stratified earth in a thick layer of frothing liquid. And these waters took up the heartbeat, ebbing and flowing, a steady balm on the world.
Then above the throbbing pulse, the sky grumbled, and a light flashed, and the thick, dark clouds, tentative flickers sparkled randomly, and grumbles echoed ominously, until the night was dark and silent no longer. And the light reached out with forked fingers to stroke the waters, to prod the land not yet covered. And in that moment, the land and the waters were joined with the fires from the skies above. And the heart beat of the cosmos pulsed throughout the new world until the light filled all of the realms. And the day began.
So here we are in the present, which is the beginning. The cosmos is renewed, and we are rewoven into it. Above, below, between, as it was then, as it is now.
Hoping one of them stays running. Newly born and forever in existence, these hallows in our sanctuary, well, the fire pit and the shrines, mark the center of our cosmos to which all things are connected. Now gather yourselves, my friends, and let us get our powers pumping for the work ahead by singing song number 17, The Crossroads. Yeah, no, I turned it off a minute ago. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Will we meet at the crossroads where our hollows land? Center of the cosmos, beginning and the end. There are ways leading onward to the many lands when we meet at the crossroads with offerings in hand. There's a way going westward toward the setting sun. There's a way going westward where the shades belong. We will all be going onward when our time has come down that way leading westward into the great beyond. There's a way going southward to this hidden vale. There's a way going eastward where the fairies dwell. There are gnomes, wights, and dryads, leprechauns as well, on that path going eastward into a secret vale. So come meet at the crossroads where our hallows stand. Center of the cosmos, beginning and the end. There are ways leading outward to the many lands where we meet at the crossroads with offerings in hand. There's a way going downward beneath the fertile sweep. There's a way going downward where hidden treasures keep. In the smithy's divine hammers with sparks clash and leap by that stream flowing downward into the molten deep. There's a way going upward where azure counties lie. There's a way going upward where royal chariots fly, with offerings and omens from messengers on high, through the flames floating upwards to castles in the sky. So come meet at the crossroads where our hallows stand. Center of the cosmos, beginning and the end. There are ways leading outward to the many lands when we meet at the crossroads with offerings in hand. There's a way swirling roundward beyond the sodden dune. There's a way swirling roundward, morning, night, and noon. On the reefs, raids, and trenches, net and harpoon. On the tide surging roundward, following the moon. There are stones at the center, a sacred peristyle. There are stones at the center where tricksters may beguile the weary and unwary who tarry for a while at the intersected center of the transcendental mile. Still we're here at the crossroads where our hallows stand. Center of the cosmos, beginning and the end. There are ways leading outward to the many lands, and we meet at the crossroads with offerings in hand. Yes, we're here at the crossroads, center of the cosmos. We're here at the crossroads with offerings at hand. Hold on to that power for a moment longer. For it is time to stir the energies of creation. Together, let us join our powers to open the gates and the ways marked by these hallows, that they may link us directly to the realms beyond. Jonathan. Stanley. Gavin's going to take the camera. Stanley. Right here.
We can't hear him.
Yeah, microphones have all died.
I'm sorry.
Oh, shift dark soil. Last cover of the day. Shake the stones, loosen the loam. To the left, to the right, to the front, to the rear. Shift and rend.
Shift
and
and
rend.
Reach
Shift
westward in
and
your
rend.
rending. Dark
Shift
soil,
and
traveling
rend.
to the very ends
Shift
of the earth.
and rend.
Shift and rend.
rend.
Form a
Shift
fissure,
and
branching
rend.
ever westward.
Shift and
Press
rend.
out the bedrock
Shift
in shearing
and rend.
walls,
Shift
and let the abyss
and rend.
disappear.
Shift and rend.
Let
Shift
the gate to the
rend.
underworld, the realm of the dead,
Shift and
be
rend.
open.
the gate be open.
O shimmer, enchanted cloak, first veil of life, below the barrier, sever the threads. To the rear, to the front, to the right, to the left. Stretch and tear, stretch and tear, stretch and tear, stretch and tear, stretch and tear. Spread eastward in your tearing, enchanted cloak, traveling to the very origins of the earth. Stretch and tear, stretch and tear, stretch and tear, stretch and tear. Form a rent, sprinting ever eastwards. Press out the fabric and the rippling pleats, and the occult appear and tear, stretch. And let the gate to the ethereal world, the realm of the number ones, be open.
Let the gate be open. Hold it up.
I gather this perpetual fire that its flame may blaze the way to the crossroads.
I draw up the spring water that its flow may usher the way to the crossroads.
Did you just put it out? The ancestors are lost. Stand by. It's not explicit. Okay, now we're leading the ancestors to the lands. Let's get this packed up so tight. I have a card. O churn, mighty waters, soothing balm of the world, toss the waves and stir the currents. To the west, to the south, to the east, to the north. Twist and turn, churn and turn, churn and turn, churn and turn, churn and turn. Reach downward in your churning mighty waters, draining deep into the bowels of the earth. Churn and turn, churn and turn, churn and turn. Form a whirlpool, spinning ever downwards. Press out the cooling liquid in rushing walls and let a tunnel appear. Churn and turn, churn and turn, churn and turn, churn and turn. Let the way to the netherworld, the domain of the earth deities, be open.
Let the ways be open.
Mighty fire, gift from the sky above. Still
Stir.
stir
The whirlwinds.
Stir the wind.
stir the winds, and lift the air. To the east, to the south, to the west, to the north. Twist and burn. Twist and burn. Twist and burn. Twist and burn. Reach skyward in your burning, mighty fire.
And burn.
Rise up
Twist
from the very
and burn.
core of the
Twist
earth.
and burn.
Twist and burn. Twist
and burn.
Twist
and
and
burn.
twist
and burn.
Form
Twist
a fire
and
whirl,
burn.
spinning
Twist
ever
and
upwards,
burn.
pressing
Twist
out the
and
scorching
burn.
flames
Twist
and
and
in
burn.
the rushing
Twist
walls,
and
and let
burn.
a tunnel
Twist
appear.
and burn. Twist and burn.
Let the ways to the heavens,
burn.
the domain of the
Twist
sky
and
deities,
burn.
be open.
Let the ways be open. Let this golden apple, this ultimate expression of wild variety, stand with us at the center of the ways. Let it glow with an inner light, that all kindred might see and know that this is a crossroads between the ways. And now, as you have aided, so it is, the ways are open.
The ways are open.
The ways are open at this intersection, yet we remain firm on the land, on the earth which is our home. Let us sound out our call then, and issue invitations to the kindreds that they may join us here at the crossroads, the center which is the beginning, the present, the end. But first, Gavin will call a gatekeeper, a guardian to stand at the center and ward these crossroads to the realms.
Call to. Can you hear me? There we go.
Look.
We call to you now, Paul Bunyan. We call you now, wise and gentle lumberjack of yore, and your constant companion, Babe, the great blue ox. Come back to the Mojave Desert the Mojave forest you leveled so long ago, so that we may honor your great might
That's fine.
and kind wisdom. We hope you're okay with the plug we put in that canyon you dug. Giant tamer of the frontier and watcher of the wilderness, with your epic, creative, problem-solving skills, strength, ingenuity, wit, hard work ethic, and sense of right and wrong, and of course, size. We call to you here to join us. We have use of your skills as a guardian, allowing those who share our goodwill and values to enter, keeping those who have cross purposes away, and sniffing out the difference between the two. And of course, enforcing that with your mighty axe. We revel in your tall tales and fireside companionship. Towering axe wielder, be welcome among us.
Towering
Towering
axe
axe
wielder,
will be
be
welcome
welcome
among
among
us.
us.
That's all today. It's going to be a day. Guardian of the frontier, we are entrusting you with these keys to our sanctuary and pray that you stand vigil before these open ways during our rite. Keep watch, Paul Bunyan, that the flames do not burn out of control, that the whirlpool in the well, does not rise out of the well, and that the unwelcome, the dangerous, the inimical pass not into this space to disturb our worship. First key. Here are all your keys. And now let us turn our attention to the ancestor shrine as Nancy calls to the ancient ones.
To all those whose bones lie in this land, whose hearts are tied to it, whose memory holds it, ancient tribes of this place, we offer you welcome. To all of our grandfathers and grandmothers, our own beloved dead, blood kin and heart kin, ancient tribes of our blood, we offer you welcome. To all those elders, wise ones who guide their people, poets and seers, judges and magicians, wise women and men of ancient days, we offer you welcome. Ancient ones, be welcome among us.
Ancient ones, be welcome among us. And now let us turn our attention to the nature shrine as Stanley calls to the noble ones.
To all the spirits of the mountains and trees, all you ancient and bearded fathers and subtle and spry children, spirits of the land, we offer you welcome. To all the nobles, to all the spirits of rivers and streams, to the cloud sisters and rain sisters, to fresh spring daughters, spirits of the waters, we offer you welcome. To all the spirits of the creatures of the earth, you beasts who walk or fly or crawl or swim, spirits of the creatures, we offer you welcome. Noble ones, be welcome among us.
Noble ones, be welcome among us. And finally, let us return our attention to the sacred center as Jill calls to the shining ones.
The children of earth call out to the shining ones. Hear us, eldest and brightest. To all gods and goddesses, we offer you welcome. To all gods of this place, we offer you welcome. To all the deities of those here gathered, we offer you welcome. Come to our fire, shining ones. Meet us at the boundary. Guide and ward us as we walk the elder ways. Shining ones, accept our offering.
Shining ones,
be welcome among us. My friends, we have come to the most important part of our rite. In a moment, we will invite the guest of honor to his seat and offer him our gifts and praises. Before we do that, though, let us take a moment to gather up that which we will offer. There are many items on the tables behind the big bench. which are appropriate for offerings. If you did not bring an offering of your own, you are welcome to choose something from the items the Grove has provided for that purpose. And we extend the use of these provided items to our remote guests as well. If you would have an offering made on your behalf, please speak up and state what you wish to offer so that we can hear you. If you would like to make an offering to your personal shrine, now is the time to make sure you have everything you need to do it, but do not offer yet.
Do you want the apple? Probably everything. That's a perfect one for this. Yeah. I remember last.
Nancy, Jill, do you want us to prep any offerings?
I have an offering to a personal patron, but that comes later, right?
Yeah, that'll be after this part.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I wish I wouldn't get rid of my apple. Yeah, mine does.
Very loud. That one's very loud. What color is it? Red. Red. Let me go turn it down. Okay. All right. My friends, please bring your attention back to the sacred center. If you need more time to collect your offerings, please do so quietly. But we need your attention here so that your energies can make it easier for our guest of honor to join us. Welcome to the divine beings, the heroes and honored dead, and the fairies, gnomes, and other beings of nature. And to all of you who have gathered in our sanctuary, we pray you join us in giving worth to our guest of honor in this holy rite. And first, I will issue a formal invitation to Johnny Appleseed. We call to you now, Johnny Appleseed, O prosperous prognosticating pioneer, you visor wearing tin top discalcet drifter. Come, share with us your traveler's tales. O humble hinterland herbalist, you nature loving seed spreading tree tender, come, plant in us the palm of plenitude. What happened to the apple? Oh, maybe you should let me do that, dear. Oh, oh, Dionysian nurseryman, good, kind, excuse me, oh, orchard orchestrating operator, you book bearing, druid like pious preacher, come honor the earth with us. O Dionysian nurseryman, good, kind, generous, fashionless fellow, I call to you, traveling, speculating, storytelling Johnny Appleseed. Legendary Johnny Appleseed, be welcome among us.
Johnny Appleseed, be welcome among us.
I know we're running out of microphones, but gosh. Perfect. It's probably the only one that works, too. It's just like how you hold it or something. There we go. There he is. O good-natured nurseryman, behold, we bring gifts for you. May you bask in our praises and accept that which we offer. And now, my friends, it is time for us to individually present our offerings to Johnny Appleseed. Remember, he's sitting in the chair. Please hold offerings for any other guests or beings until you are directed. If you'd make an offering to our guest of honor, please come forward.
Johnny Appleseed, accept a sacrifice.
Accept this sacrifice. Accept this sacrifice. Accept this sacrifice.
The sacrifice.
Accept this sacrifice.
Accept the sacrifice.
Accept this sacrifice.
Accept the sacrifice.
Any other offerings? Jill, Nancy, anything?
No.
All right.
No.
That took 3 taps to get to the next page. So we have given our love and our wealth to the prognosticating pioneer. Now let our voices rise on the fire. But hang on a minute. We skipped a step. Now, let Ray remind Johnny Appleseed how much we value him one last time.
Of Jonathan Chapman, 2 things were known: that he loved apples, that he walked alone. At 70 old, he was garled as could be, but rudely and soundly as a good apple tree. For 50 years over of harvest and dew, he planted his apples where no apples grew. The winds of the prairies might blow through his rags, but he carried his seeds in the best deerskin bags. From old Ashtabula to Frontier Fort Wayne, he planted and pruned, and he planted again. He had not a hat to encumber his head. He wore a tin pan of his white hair instead. He nestled with owls and with bear cubs and possums. and knew all his orchards, roots, tendrils, and blossoms. A fine old man, as ripe as a pippin, his heart still light and his step still skipping. The stalking Indian, the best in the lair, did not hurt while he was there, for they could tell, as wild things can, that Jonathan Chapman was God's own man. Why did he do it? We do not know. He wished that apples might root and grow. He has no statue, he has no tomb, he has his apple trees still in bloom. Consider, consider, think well upon the marvelous story of Appleseed John.
And now we have given our love and our praise and our wealth to the prognosticating pioneer. Let our voices rise on the fire. Let our voices sound in the well. Let our voices echo from here to the realms beyond. Johnny Appleseed, accept our sacrifice.
Johnny Appleseed, accept our sacrifice.
Oh, legendary Johnny Appleseed, we have given you our praise and our offerings. And now we ask that you indulge us as we offer to those others who have joined us tonight. May you bless them as you bless us. And now that our guest of honor has received the lion's share of our bounty, if there are any other offerings to be made to the mighty kindreds assembled among us tonight, deities, nature spirits, or ancestors, you may take a moment to come forward and do so. Or do so at your personal altar, or speak up and let us know, and we'll make an offering on your behalf.
Apollo, you're thinking time. Accept the sacrifice.
Accept the sacrifice. That looked rather like oil.
Accept the sacrifice.
Accept the sacrifice.
Accept the sacrifice.
Accept the
Accept the
sacrifice.
sacrifice.
This is what happens when we forget to give you offerings before we travel. Good trip out, not so great trip back, but we're home safe and sound. Thank you and accept this sacrifice.
Accept this sacrifice.
We're in peace together. Ares, accept my sacrifice.
Accept this sacrifice.
Accept this
Accept this
sacrifice. Jill, did you still have a personal offering to make?
Yeah, can you pour a little whiskey? Let me know when you're ready.
Accept this
Accept this
sacrifice.
sacrifice.
All right, Jill, we're ready for you.
Lady Liberty, may you hold your torch high. Lady Liberty, accept this sacrifice.
Accept this sacrifice. Anybody else? Any others? Got one? Okay.
What?
Go ahead. Apples and frankincense. Accept this
Accept
sacrifice.
this sacrifice.
Accept this sacrifice. And accept this sacrifice. Any other offerings? Please be seated. Please mute your mics. My friends, we are in the presence of the many beings whom we have invited here to our right. Now, our seer Gavin will aid us in hearing what they have to share.
Let us be silent a moment. Let us breathe. Let our hearts listen. Let our minds be open. Let our spirits be receptive. The kindreds are gathered close around us, and there is a story to be told.
Sure. I remember every year there was a fellow who came to town. His feet were knobby, and he was always barefoot. And if he wasn't barefoot, he would have sandals on. But that man never wore shoes. And his pants, they were all raggedy at the bottom and they were falling out. And he always had one knee ripped out. And he was always wearing his shirt kind of fluffy in the front. And I asked him one time, "What's in your shirt?" He said, "That's where I carry my books." Books. Can you imagine a man walking around with books in his pants? That's where he carried his books. And he would always come every year. and his shirt would be ratty, and the elbows would be shiny because they'd been worn out. And most of the time, I never even saw him with a coat on. But he came around every year and he had a bag, and in his bag were seeds and all kinds of seeds. Everybody just said he was planting apple trees so that we could have some good applejack. But I'm telling you, he had more than just applejack seeds in his pocket. He had herbs and spices, and anytime anybody ever got sick, he knew exactly which plants to tell Mama to get to put on. He knew a lot of stuff. Now his hair was long and kind of shiny. Maybe it was oily, but he always said he was cleanly washed. Maybe, at least once a month, whether you need it or not, he was always clean. But he had this weird hat. I think it was made of metal. Might even kept the sun off his head. I don't know. But he had this visor that he tied around with the hat, and he would move it. And sometimes it'd be on this side, and sometimes it'd be on this side. Sometimes it'd be hanging out in the back. And he said it was just to keep the sun off. So he would just move it for where the sun was when he was walking. We thought he was the funnest guy who ever came to town. And every time he did, he stayed at our house for a while. He slept on the floor. Can you believe it? On the floor, he just pulled a blanket over. And one time he came over, he had a wolf with him. Can you imagine? There's this guy in sandals with his feet gnarly as anything you ever saw, and he's got this wolf, and the wolf is practically half as tall as I was. I think he was taller than me by then, but I was little at the time. But this wolf was huge, and it just followed him around like it was a dog. It weren't no dog, though. I'm telling you, it was a wolf. And he said that he loved all animals, and he wouldn't even sleep with a fireplace in his fireplace because the bugs might get zapped. See what I mean? He said the fire was too high and he had to watch out for the bugs. They might get killed. And he didn't even want to kill a bug. He wouldn't even eat meat for dinner. He always just ate the potatoes and maybe the cabbage, but he never ate any of the meat. But he was so much fun. And every time he came, he told us the most outlandish stories of giants and rocks throwing and killing people and all kinds of crazy things. And we sat up until the fire in the fireplace was burning down really low, and Mama finally kicked us off all to bed. But it was the most fun we ever had. And do you know that man had trees and flowers and plants growing everywhere? Our town had them, and I heard he had another town that had some of his trees. Everywhere he went, he was all about the trees and the plants and the animals. But I ain't seen him in a while, and I don't know if he's coming back. Maybe next year he'll come by this way again, and he'll bring us some new stories. But in the meanwhile, we got some apples that we bought from him. They was little itty bitty trees at the time, but we got some now, and the applejack it makes. Mm-mm. I have good night's sleep when the applejack is made. Yeah. And so we have given our sacrifices and spent time with our kindreds. And now, Seer, what messages have the kindreds for us?
The omens offer their stories. The ancestors speak of the moon, of imagination, of habits and instincts, and the unconscious and the unseen, but there nonetheless. All the stuff that goes on in our heads, all the stuff that goes behind the scenes. The nature spirits speak of the Three of Swords, which is talking about heartbreak and separation, and sorrow and suffering and grief. You have to let go of things before so you can make room for new things. The nature spirits have always been aware of that cycle. The shining ones speak of the Page of Wands, which is enthusiastic and energetic and adventurous, exploring all the possibilities. Maybe those possibilities of what we lost with the nature spirits. And our being of the occasion, Johnny Appleseed, pulled the Queen of Swords. Integrity, principle, perception, that little bit of separation, aloof, of truth, that standing up for what you believe in, what is right, no matter what.
That is a timely and powerful message. Thank you. In the days and weeks ahead, may we heed and be guided by the messages we have received. Now, breathe deep, my friends, and settle yourselves. These ways stand open before us, paths and whirling tunnels that reach to the realms beyond. Amongst us here in this sanctified space and just beyond the borders between our realms, there is a crowd of guests who've answered our invitations, entering into a temporary relationship with us. As we have given our sacrifices of songs, poems, herbs, fine oils, and alcohols, and praise to the kindreds, now we will ask for them to deliver their blessings to us in return. We know these blessings will be magnified many times by their greatness. Now, as you are able, stand or unmute your mic and speak truly. Is it your will to receive the blessings of the kindreds?
It is.
And will you receive these gifts given without recrimination, remorse, or regret?
You will.
We will.
Then ask of your own free will.
Give us the waters.
Waters.
Give us
Give
the
us
Give us
waters.
waters.
Give
Give
us
us
the
the
waters.
waters.
Give
Give
us
us
the
the
waters.
waters.
Give
Give
us
us
the
the
waters.
Waters.
Give
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 us
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 the
the
waters.
waters.
Mighty ancestors,
Give
we
us
meet
the
you at your
waters.
shrine with this
Give
vessel
us
that
the
you may fill it
waters.
to overflowing
Give
with
us
your
the
blessings.
waters. Give us the
Give us the
waters.
waters.
Give us
Give
the
us the
waters.
waters.
Give
Give
us the
us
waters.
waters.
Give
Give us
us
the
the
waters.
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 Give
Give
us
us
the
the
waters.
waters.
Give
Give
us the
us the
waters.
waters.
Give
Give
us
us
the
the
waters.
waters.
Give
Give
us
us
the
the
waters. Give
Nature
us the
spirits, we
waters.
meet you at your
Give us the
shrine with this
waters.
vessel that
Give
you may
us the
fill it to
waters.
overflowing with your
Give us the
blessings.
waters. Give
Give
us
us
the
the
waters.
waters.
Give us the
Give us
waters.
the waters.
Give us the
Give us the
waters.
waters.
Give
Give
us
us
the
the
Give us the
waters.
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 Give
Give
us
us
the
Give
the
us the
waters.
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 Give
Give
us
us
the
Give
the
us the
waters.
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 Mighty
Give us
deities,
the
we meet
waters.
you at the crossroads
Give us the
with this
waters.
vessel that you may
Give
fill
us
it
the
to
waters.
overflowing with your
Give us the
blessings.
waters.
Give us the
Give us the
waters.
waters. Give us
Give
Give
the
us
us
the
the
waters.
waters.
Give us the waters.
Johnny
Give
Appleseed,
us
we
the
present this
waters.
vessel to
Give
you
us
that
the
you might fill
waters.
it to overflowing
Give
with
us
your
the waters.
blessings.
Give
Give us
us
the
the
Give us the
waters.
waters.
Give
Give
us
us
the
Give
the
us the
waters.
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 Give
Give
us
Give
us
the
us
the
the
waters.
waters.
waters. Give
Give
us
us
the
the
waters.
waters.
Give
Give
us
Give
us
us
the
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 waters.
waters.
waters. Give us the waters.
Give us the waters. This vessel is filled to overflowing, a glowing container of blessings. Behold the waters of life.
Behold,
Behold the waters.
waters of life.
Now, please join me in addressing our guests by reading aloud the words of affirmation from the order of service in the front of your songbook. Johnny Appleseed,
Appleseed.
Shining
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 Ones,
ones.
ones.
Noble
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 Ones,
ones.
ones.
Ancient
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 Ones,
ones.
ones.
we
We
stand
stand
before
before
you
you
in
in
pride,
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 honor,
honor,
and
honor,
and
and
friendship,
friendship.
friendship.
and
And
accept
Accept
these
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 blessings
blessings
which
blessings
you
that you
have
have
which you
given.
given.
have given.
We give the first of these blessings to the patron of all Druidry, and to the patron of our grove, that those who support us may share in our fortunes. And we give this blessing to those who are remote from us but still present to us today. And now let us share in these blessings. Anybody has cups? Like, sure. Share the waters, raise a cup, drink your fill of wisdom deep, strength and love now fill you up, as the ancient ways we keep. Drink your fill of wisdom deep. Did you get one for you? Okay. Waters of life.
Waters of life.
Where did you find apple cider? Because I looked and all I could find was apple juice. That's where I was. You weren't at the Ghetto Smiths. That's what it was. They don't have good stuff at our Smiths. You got to go somewhere else. I want more of that with dinner. Did you? So you brought some, and he brought some, and we got lots of applesauce juice. All right. Finally, we pour out a blessing for all of those who of our grove who couldn't be with us today through no fault of their own. May these blessings find them no matter where they are. And unless somebody has an apple jig to do, we're going to come to a close. And so this rite draws to a close. Let us thank all those who accepted our invitation and hospitality today, beginning with Bede, some guy I don't know, for our guest of honor. Apparently I got to finish the script. Good-natured nurserymen, we thank you for walking among us tonight. As this rite is ending, we give you this gift in parting, given out of love, and asking nothing in return. Visionary Johnny Appleseed, we thank you.
Johnny Appleseed.
Seed, we thank you.
And now we're turning to Jill at the Sacred Center for the Shining Ones.
Shining ones, thank you for your presence among us.
Go ahead, Joe.
She did it. She did it.
You did.
Oh, okay.
Given out of love and asking nothing in return. Shining Ones, we thank you.
Thank you.
I liked it. And then Stanley at the Nature Spirit Shrine.
Spirits of the earth, fully manifested on this mortal plane, we thank you for your presence in the sanctuary today. We know that you remain among us always, felt the very seen. But as this rite is ending, we give you this gift in parting, given out of love and asking nothing in return. Noble ones, we thank you.
Noble ones, we thank you. And finally with Nancy at the Ancestor Shrine.
Mighty ancestors, spirits of those gone before, we thank you for joining us here today. As this rite is ending, we give you this gift in parting, given out of love and asking nothing in return. Ancestors, we thank you.
Ancestors, we thank you. That's fun. Apparently there was still some left. Giant lumberjack, gatekeeper. You have stood with us at these crossroads, and your keen observations have kept the fires and waters safely contained to their tasks. Your mastery of the keys has kept they're there somewhere, has kept us safe from those who would travel through the open ways to our sanctuary just to disrupt our worship. You have made it easier for our beloved kindreds to find their way to our sanctuary as our guests, and you have seen each of them safely back to their own realms. For all of this and more, we thank you.
We thank you.
And now Gavin has some final words to speak to our gatekeeper.
Now, guardian of the frontier, our right has come to an end, and we have no more need of you at this time. Before you depart, though, accept this fine gift given out of love and asking nothing in return. For you and your companion babe, Paul Bunyan, we thank you.
Paul Bunyan, we thank you. And now, as our rite comes to an end, this gold apple is no longer needed to guide travelers. The connections to the ways, too, are no longer needed at this nexus. And so let us calm the energies, let us close the ways, so that these veils between the realms may fall into place. Ancestors, nature, prayer, water. Close the ways. I do believe you start, Ray. Oh,
The audio.
you're gonna need a hand. Okay.
Mighty fire, gift from the skies above, still the whirlwind, and let the fire tendrils collapse. Calm the twist, calm the burn, calm the twist, calm the burn,
Calm the twist. Calm the burn.
calm
the twist. Calm the burn.
Let the
calm
hungry
the
flames dwindle
Calm the burn.
until
Twist.
there is not
The burn.
but smoke remaining.
Calm the twist. Calm the burn.
Calm the twist, calm the burn.
Calm the twist. Calm the burn. Calm the twist. Calm the burn.
And let the clouds of smoke break apart, dissolving into gentle tendrils of scented mist. Calm the twist, calm the burn,
Calm the twist. Calm the burn.
and let the way
Calm the burn.
to the heavens, the realm of the sky deities, be closed.
Let the ways be closed.
It's off. Mighty waters, gift from the skies above. Hmm. Sorry. Mighty waters, soothing balm of the world, fill the whirlpool and let the watery tunnel collapse. Calm the churn, calm the turn, calm the churn, calm the turn, calm the churn, calm the turn. Let the rushing walls of liquid collapse inward until there is naught but a steady flow, and calm the churn, calm the turn, calm the churn, calm the turn. Let the currents slow and spread, dissolving into the gentle lap and suck of water against its boundaries. Calm the churn, calm the turn, calm the churn, calm the turn, calm the churn, calm the turn. Let the way to the netherworld, the domain of the earth deities, be closed.
And the ways be closed. Enchanted cloak, first veil of life, restore the charm and let the preach fall flat. Compress the stretch, tack the tear. Compress the stretch, tack the tear. Compress the stretch, tack the tear. Let the fabric be sewn until there is naught but a seam between. Compress the stretch, tack the tear. Compress the stretch, tack the tear. Compress the stretch, tack the tear. And let the severed threads rejoin, resolving in a single shimmering blind. Compress the stretch, tack the tear. Compress the stretch, tack the tear. Let the gate of the ethereal world, the realm of the noble ones, be closed.
Let the way be closed. You're coming. Milsey.
Dark soil, last cover of the day. Release the abyss, and let the shearing walls unite. Still the shift, mend the rend. Still
the shift.
let the bedrock
Mend the rend.
reform
Still
until
the shift.
there is
Mend
naught
the
but
rend.
foundation below.
Still the shift.
Still
Mend
the
the
shift,
Still
mend the
the
rend. And
Still
let
the
loose
shift.
and loam fall
Mend the
back,
rend.
resolving
Still
into a
the
mounded
shift.
blanket of
Mend the
memory.
rend.
Still the shift, mend the rend. Let the gate to the underworld, the realm of the dead,
Still the shift.
be closed.
Let the gate be closed. Now the fountain has returned. The fire pit has returned. The shrines are again but stone, and thus the ways are closed.
The ways are closed.
And so this rite comes to an end. The kindreds have returned to their realms, the ways are closed, and yet the hallows remain. Well, fire pit and shrines, tangible symbols of the cosmos, as it was in the beginning, as it is now, and as it shall forever remain. When we depart this sanctuary, may these hallows echo in our minds, in our hearts, in our spirits, that they may continue to connect us to the realms beyond our own. And now there are a few last thank yous to be given before we depart, beginning with Stanley at our patron shrine.
Clever Luckbringer, even as your shrine remains in our sanctuary, so it is that you stay or go, regardless of the ways between realms. Except, though, this final gift, today, giving our love and asking nothing in return. Hermes, we thank you.
Hermes, we thank you. And finally, we thank our host, great grandmother of many. Let us never forget that she will always care for us so long as we remember and care for her in return. So, one last time I say, Earth Mother, we thank you.
Earth Mother, we thank you.
And now let us go forth into the world as kith, carrying with us the blessings of the kindreds and a spark of the energies of the realms. So be it, this rite is ended.
So be it. This rite is ended.
Simple gifts.
Tis this gift to be simple, tis a gift to be free, tis a gift to come where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in this place just right, we'll be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we will not be ashamed. To turn will be our delight. To right turning, we come out right.
Huzzah, we made it. Is it 10 o'clock? We got exactly 6 minutes before we got to turn off the microphones. Look at that. Thank you guys, Nancy,
Thank you.
Jill. Thanks for taking part. I am.
Enjoy that pot roast.
I think it was pork roast, guys.
Pork
Pork,
roast.
pork roast.
That's coming from Gab.